Hey, it's Sebastian from SkyComp Solutions, and today I'm going to show you how to join a virtual meeting and get the settings right for your video and audio every single time. Have you ever joined a meeting and you always ask the same question? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? What's going on? Don't worry, we all do this. Even in an IT world, in an IT company, people still make this mistake and they still, at last minute, are figuring out how to join the meeting with the correct audio and video settings. So today I'm going to kind of go over with Zoom, Webex, and Teams some simple ways to preset your audio and video settings so you never have to worry about joining that meeting. So I'll jump into things. The first app I'm going to show you is Teams, because we at SkyComp, we really love using Teams. And yeah, we found it to be one of the more easier to use platforms. So to change your audio and video settings, all you're going to want to do is go into your own settings. So you're going to click on your profile image. We have Big's profile here. We can go to settings. And then this settings menu will pop up. You can choose your theme. I really actually like dark mode in Teams. It just makes things a little bit easier to look at. It's not so straining on your eyes. So we're going to switch it to dark mode. But the main thing you want to look for is devices. Now, right now I have a custom setup, but you can also select PC and speakers. When you set this in Teams, it will take automatically every single time whatever settings you choose. If you select PC, mic, and speakers, that's going to select your default devices in your actual Windows computer, in your Windows system. So before we get into the settings of Teams, I'm going to right-click on the sound icon. We're going to go to Sounds. Our sound menu is going to pop up, and we're not going to want to be in this Sounds menu. This is like the sounds for notifications on your Windows laptop, but we're going to want to go to the Playback settings here, and you can choose a default playback device. So playback just means whatever's coming out of your HDMI port or your, in this case, headphone jack. So we're going to want to choose either the speakers or headphones, which I don't have headphones plugged in, but if I get some headphones, we're just going to pick some random headphones out from this case back here. And of course, they're tangled. Gotta love that. We're back. And we're just going to pop these headphones in so that you see a device pop up. There we go. Headphones are in. And it even prompts you with Lenovo, with this E14 laptop, it's going to prompt you. We want these to just be headphones. So we're going to hit OK. And it automatically sets it to your default device. If it doesn't do this, you can select it and hit Set Default. But it does this automatically for us, so this is perfect. Before we leave this sound menu, you're going to want to go to Recording, and then you're going to want to choose which device to use as your microphone. So, for your purposes, if you don't have an external microphone like we do, you can get a USB microphone. We have a whole article series and video series on the ultimate virtual meeting setup. I can link that in the description. So if you wanted to buy a certain device to make your virtual meetings look and sound better than just the internal mic that you have, you can go to that article. Yeah, I'll link that in the description so you can take a look at that and see if those devices might work for you. But for now, we're going to choose the microphone array, which is the microphone in the webcam in the top of our laptop here, and it's ready. You can see that there's audio levels coming through, which is great, and we're going to hit that as set default, and we can hit OK. So now you'll see that your devices have changed over. Your speaker and your microphone has changed over. You can make a test call if you want. You have audio suppression, all that stuff. Now your PC, mic, and speakers are set up, and your default devices will always go to these because you've set them in your Windows sound menu. So now every time you join a meeting with Teams, it'll go to these two devices. If you plug in a different device, if you plug in a USB microphone, you're going to have to go in manually and change it here. Or you can go to your sound settings if you always have that USB mic plugged in and ready to go. If you're always in virtual meetings all day long and you don't want your settings to change, you can go into your Windows sound settings, like I said, select that external device, and you'll be set. A custom setup for just a specific meeting, if you have a bunch of cameras set up, like we do here at SkyComp, you're sometimes going to want to do a custom setup and select that specific device. Okay, so that's Teams. I've showed you how to use Teams. Now we'll jump over into Zoom. Zoom is a really popular platform. I just created an account, just a free trial version, just so I can show you these settings. Lots of different organizations use Zoom, and it's a great platform. We're going to hop into the settings gear. You can also access it by clicking on your profile, hitting settings, and you're in the same menu. It's the exact same thing. So now we can go into the video settings. You'll see that it automatically chose Live Gamer Mini, and we've selected HD. So I've gone in and already changed these settings. So it has saved them as their default. So when I join the meeting with these devices plugged into the system, it's going to work every time. And that's the same goes for audio. We have headphones here, and we don't want the microphone Live Gamer Mini as our microphone. So we're going to change that to our microphone array, which is the top microphone in our webcam, similar to before. So once you've set these settings as a thing, you can just close out your menu and join your meeting. We'll just go back just to see if it has saved our settings, and it has. So when you create a setting and change a setting within the Zoom menu on your account, it's going to stick that way. So there's no apply or save button like some softwares have, but just know when you set it up initially, whatever devices you choose, those are the ones that are going to join your virtual meeting with. So yeah, there's Zoom. And the final one that we have for today is Webex. So I actually had the settings open just there, but in Webex, it's a little bit different. There's a small little settings gear icon. You cannot click on your profile as an option to see any menus, but you can just click on the little settings icon, go to preferences, and then you have a whole bunch of options that pop up, but meeting join options is where you want to go. So these settings will apply when you join your next meeting. So these aren't default, but once you set them, every time you join a meeting, they will join this way. So you can see, you can choose the option, always use the following audio and video settings. I like Webex because they make it very clear that when you select this option, it's going to use the settings that you have set up. So you can set these settings, go grab a coffee, come back, join the meeting, and you know that it's going to join, and it clearly states it, whereas Zoom is kind of up in the air. You just set the settings and hope it works, but it does set it as default. These people, the people at Webex, actually tell you that your meeting settings will happen, and they are confident about it. So I appreciate the clear communication in that way. Now you can select use computer for audio, which is if you had an external device, not a USB microphone, because that would still technically be computer audio, but if you had a phone system that was connected through Webex and Cisco, if you had a Cisco phone system set up, we at SkyComp don't because we use 3CX, but if you did have a Cisco phone system, you could connect your devices through video calls, use audio on a phone system, and use video on your computer. So that is an option for Webex systems, but for now, we're going to use our computer audio. This also plays into account if you wanted to call in from a cell phone, you would select that option as well. And we can mute when I join. I like to choose when to unmute myself. And then below this, you can choose your speaker and microphone settings, which is exactly what we've been doing in the past. So our speaker, we want our headphones that we just plugged in. We can test that. They play you a little test tone. Yep, loud and clear. And we can go to our microphone, and we want to choose the microphone array, which is again in the top of our webcam here. Start my video when I join meeting. I don't really want that necessarily. Oh, but we'll say we do want that. We'll choose the Live Gamer Mini so that we look great on camera here. And then we don't want to mirror my video. We want it to be unmirrored. And then we have to remember here, like Teams, like Zoom, they didn't have this apply button. Only Webex, in my experience here in this tutorial. There are probably other video virtual softwares that do have the apply button, but in this case, only Webex has this apply button, and you have to make sure to hit that. We're gonna hit it a bunch of times just to make sure that it's set. There we go. So now we're gonna close the settings out, go back to preferences, make sure once again in my meeting join options, look at that. It has taken, yep, use headphones. Oh, I'm terrible at scrolling here, I apologize. It's a very touchy mouse pad. There, oh my goodness, wow. Yes, so it has taken our system settings, our headphones, and our microphone array. So as you can see, it also says use system settings. So if you went in and changed by right-clicking here, hitting sounds, and going to playback and changing the default device, it would also change it in Webex. So you have to be careful about that. So we're gonna again hit apply, that's all saved. Now we can confidently join our Webex meeting. So we went through very, very quickly each different platform, how to set your microphone and audio settings up so you can join a meeting with confidence and know that you're gonna be able to be seen and heard, and you never have to ask. Because I think throughout this pandemic, we have all gotten a little tired of hearing, hey, can you guys hear me? Can you see my screen? We can, it's working, especially if you followed along in this tutorial and you are now a confident user across all virtual platforms. So thank you for watching this. I hope it was very helpful. If you'd like to watch more videos about joining virtual meetings and Teams, you can click over here. And if you'd like to watch other videos about solving technology, you can click over here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.